Let's have some fun. Hey, it's Nog Chats, where I, Nogarremi, chat. Joining me today is my good friend SrirachaFlash.
Bum,
In
bum,
the future.
bum.
Damn, I gotta cut that out.
Cut that out! Cut it out!
I gotta, yeah. When's, man. You just gotta step back on that one.
Oh,
Jose, this is
motherfucker.
the best kept secret. You have been led into the light.
Bum,
Back
bum,
to the
bum.
present. SrirachaFlash, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, man. How's it going?
Not so bad. You know, it's Saturday morning after a long night of D&D, so I'm feeling it now.
Oh, hell yeah, buddy. I literally got off of work 20 minutes ago. I left work. I came home. As I was like heading home, you messaged me like, "Hey, 20 minutes to start time." And I was like, "Oh, all right, cool beans. Like, perfect. I'm saving this up really well." Then I realized I haven't eaten today, so I like quickly made a burger. Then Opal was like, "I want lunch too," so I made her lunch. And I'm like scarfing this burger down. And I'm like, "Okay, I'm ready to go." Oh shit, I need my drink. Oh shit, I need to go to the bathroom. All right, now we're ready to go. And now I'm here. So like, I'm good. I'm nice. I'm hungover. I'm Oh god, I just got off work. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, everyone. I'm very sorry.
Nice audio podcast.
Yeah, nice audio pod. Edit that out. We'll edit that in post. Edit the burp out in post.
Never.
No, but like make it but make it louder. Don't delete it. Edit it. Make it louder.
All right, I got you.
Oh, I guess
2
I should
minutes
share
in.
what.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say I should share what I'm drinking because I just saw you raise your glass. I'm not gonna tell the folks yet, but I'm just gonna show you. This is the choice. Ooh, Wonderland. But
You
Sierra
weren't
Nevada?
supposed to say it yet. Come
Oh
on.
shit. Oh, I meant Wanderlust, the movie.
And no, I'm drinking Sierra Nevada's Wonderland. It's the nectarine ale. I haven't had it before, so.
Oh, okay.
I
It's
don't-
really
I
good.
don't know if this is something that they do every year. I don't know. I found it.
I-
I drank it.
I'm gonna be real honest with you. I don't know jack shit about Sierra Nevada except for every now and then I'll walk by the beer aisle and I'm like, that looks good, and I pick it up. As with most
Yep.
things, I refuse to do any research, and I just grab and go.
So we do the same thing. You don't even like you look at it a little bit and you're like, all right, it seems decent. And it's just a 6-pack. You buy the whole 6-pack without even thinking about it. You're like, all right,
What?
it's coming with me.
100%. Goddamn, what's the company? Not Founders. Oh, fucking. It's here in Michigan. Shorts. I think it was Shorts. No, it was Dark Horse Brewing. Dark Horse Brewing had a Sapient Trip Ale, and at the time I was playing Darksiders 2, and the logo is like the Death Rider from the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse, on his horse. And I was just like, this fucking syncs up perfectly because in Darksiders 2 you play as Death. And I was just like, absolutely. Grabbed it, not realizing that it's like 9.7%. Started drinking them down. And like before I knew it, I was like, this cool bottle is making me feel weird. And 4 down, I was like, I think I'm ready for a nap. It's like 3 in the afternoon.
I've definitely done that. Where if it wasn't for my roommate and me doing like a little taste test for him, and he always asks what the percentage is, but like I don't look anymore. I'll just be like,
Yeah.
drinking it, and then I'm like, all right, it's I'm halfway through this bottle and it's hurting. So
The only time that at this point, the only time that I look at like the alcohol is when I've had 4 or 5, and I'm like, I don't feel shit right now. And then I look and it's like, this is 3.9%, and I'm like, this is a waste of my time and money. Oh, what a fucking absolute garbage.
It was a lambic. I'm gonna forget the name. Lindenman. It's another Belgian kind of thing. They only do lambics, and I drank a little bit. I'm like, that's really sweet. And then I look at the bottle and it's like, all right, 2.5. Nice.
Awesome. Happy I did this.
But that's really a guessing game because either it's really sweet and it's like super weak, or it's still really sweet and it's like 10%, and you're like,
yeah, it's super sweet to mask the bitterness of the alcohol that you're ingesting. You're like, I see what your game plan is here. Son of a bitch. Gets me every time.
every time. But One thing I did want to ask you about is how's your family doing? It's been a while.
Family's good, man. Evelyn is home. She's chilling. She's having a good time with me. She's been really good for the family and shit like that. Now that like, so she's been recovering from not. All right, hold on. Pauses, not like actual pauses. Let me explain. So she has what is? Oh my god, I can't think of it. I'm about to yell at her and be like, Evelyn, what's the problem with your back? But
She has a back problem. Okay.
yeah, she has a back problem. Like sciatica. That's what it is. I kept wanting to say cirrhosis, and I was like, that's what's happening to me from drinking. But no, she has sciatica that she's dealing with. And it's really, really bad. And so that put her like down and out from work because it flares up, and when it flares up, she's almost bedridden, and I feel awful for her. So she has that, and she has degenerative disc disease in her vertebrae, and so she's got like discs that are literally dissolving, so it like creates problems. So she was down and out from work for a while, but now she's recovering. She's doing better, so that's good. Opal is like growing like a weed. She's super smart now. She's super gross, as all kids are. I saw her wipe a booger on the wall the other day. That was disgusting. But I was just like, I get it, and then I was just like, what's that? And she goes, oh, it's my booger, and I went to go clean it up, and she got very upset. So that's kids. Kids are great. She's currently learning about and enjoying Minecraft right now, which is like, of all the games you could have got into, like, why that one? But I suppose Minecraft is better than like a lot of these other kids games that are designed to just like sap money from kids, like My Singing Monsters and these other ones that are like, I don't know, it's essentially a gotcha game where you're paying $5 to get a monster that sings like a note in a harmony. It sounds terrible. So bad. I listen, it is.
I would prefer Minecraft over that.
Absolutely. I'm just gonna throw this out there. I fucking hate the My Singing Monsters game and company. They suck my ass. Fuck you guys. Fuck every single one of you. I'm sorry, Nogarremi's future sponsor, Blue Dot, or whoever the fuck makes that game. But Jesus Christ, to have the absolute nerve to charge the absurd amount of money that you guys do for a monster that sings one note, and you have to collect at least 10 fucking monsters to sing a harmony on an island. And guess what? There's 30 islands with different monsters on them. You guys suck my ass.
Goodness. My
all of you. Fuck My Singing Monsters. I know it's insanely popular for some reason, and there's like this culture that I didn't even know about where they have like 5 million subscribers on YouTube, and like people make fan videos of themselves singing. It's the weirdest thing. I don't like it, but that's just me.
That's that's a pretty big yikes. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, it is a lot of it's an absurd amount of money. And then they're like, they have this one thing that where you're like, you can pay, I think it's $10. And when you pay $10, you every day that you log in, you get diamonds. And of course you use the diamonds to unlock monsters and unlock other shit on the island. Which is one of like 4 currencies that they make you fucking pay for. So if you pay $10, log in every day, you get a bonus for like, I think 30 days or something like that. But if you miss a day, if you miss a fucking day, they're just like, not only do you not get the diamonds that you paid for, also if you miss too many days in a row, they just stop giving them out. They're like, oh, you must have stopped playing, so we just took your money and now you get nothing. Oh my god, I hate. That's
ridiculous.
It's so predatory on little kids. It makes me insane.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. I mean, look, I'm a bad dad because I fed into it and bought her toys. So, like, it is.
Listen, this is what you have going for you. Minecraft is a one-time purchase.
Yes. Well, you fucking thought. See? All right. Minecraft.
Oh, God.
Now has, like, available mods and shit that you can buy that are, like, $5 a pop. Or Minecraft coins, which are their own specific little microtransaction shits. And of course, they have one that appeals strictly to young girls, where it's like, these are the Minecraft babies, and like you get little like baby versions of like the creepers and whatever monsters they have now. And it's like, oh, fucking come on. And every day she's like, Dad, can I have this? And I'm like, no, like we're not feeding into this. I'm sorry. Like I already bought the game for you. Like play the game. First of all, I built her a house the other day. She was so happy. And then, she's a kid. She burnt the house down and all the animals inside it. And like having to hear your child scream that like the house is burning down and all the animals are dying. And I'm like, what happened? And she goes, I poured lava into the house, and then the lava filled the house and burnt the house down. I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck is happening right now?
Here's the thing. Also a 50-50 gamble. The house is on fire.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what is happening? Like, what is... And then I'm just like, awesome. That was like an hour of building this shit that's gone now. And she's like, I need you to build me a new one, but also put out this fire. And I'm like, oh. And then, yeah, I don't know. It's been so long since I played Minecraft. Like, I'm just like, all right, I gotta fucking do all this. And now I'm like learning Minecraft on the fly to help my child. It's terrible. And then there's Ben. Ben is my oldest. He's home from college right now during the COVID pandemic. He tried it out for a couple months there. Didn't really feel safe and everything like that. They sent the kids home early in like November and closed down until just like this week for quarantine precautions and everything. And then Ben decided just not to go back, which I don't blame him. And so he's home right now. He's having a good time, relaxing, doing anything an 18-year-old would do with no bills and no real anything. He's sitting around playing video games.
Yeah, I miss those days, although I mostly do the same thing. Just sit around and play
except you got bills to pay.
Yeah, I see the money come into my account, and I see it leave my account. And I'm like, okay, that's... Oh, God.
That dude, that's the most depressing thing, is like, a check's like coming, and the check is already spent. And you're like,
yeah.
Fucking kill me.
It's definitely time, but you also have a new little fur baby that you got.
Oh my God, this fucking cat. All right. I don't mean to sound like Mr. Downer. But everyone loves this cat except for me.
I'm
now,
sorry.
that's
a classic dad move right there.
Yeah, it's 100% a dad move. Like, I know eventually it's going to be me and this cat relaxing watching the Packers next year. But like, I don't like cats. I'm not a cat guy. My family had cats growing up for the longest time. Like, I've always been around cats and stuff like that. They're just not for me. I like dogs. I'm a dog guy. And so, unfortunately, I think this cat knows that I don't like it. And so it's like, tries to warm up to me, give me the most affection. Meanwhile, everyone else in the house is loving on this cat, and this cat wants nothing to do with them. The cat's trying to win me over. And so, like, we're becoming friends by not wanting to be friends to each other. The cat's like, I gotta win this fucking guy over. So it's always, like, snuggling up on me and shit. I can't. She's cute, she's great, whatever. She's a fucking cat. She chases stuff. It's funny to, like, make her run around with the laser pointer. But, like, I don't know. She's fine. She's fine. I'm not gonna complain about the cat. Everyone loves the cat. She's fine. She's cute. Everyone's happy.
This is literally circa my dad like 10 years ago.
Yeah, of course it is.
There's a cat. It's there. It loves me. I hate it.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
It's hilarious.
Papa Nogarremi knows what's up. That's a dad connection. Then, like I said, next year I'm sure everyone's gonna post a picture of me asleep in my recliner and the cat's all laying on me or something like that while I'm watching football. So like, it's bound to happen.
You love the cat now, and nobody knows the truth. Still
right? Yeah, still hate it. But like, it's not like hate like I'm like kicking the cat. It's just
no,
like,
it's just like leave me alone. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, you do you, I'll do me, and like we'll go about our business.
Yeah. But how is the dog? Because you have a dog, right, Rufus?
Yes, I have two dogs. I have Rufus, who is for the white people scared of these dogs. I have Rufus, who's an American Bull Terrier. There we go. That's the way to... Now for the rest of everyone else, I have Rufus, and he's the best pit bull that's ever graced God's green earth. He's wonderful. I love him. He's definitely on like the back nine of his life right now.
Yeah.
We've had him for I think 9 years this year. And when we got him, he was already a year or two old. And their life expectancy doesn't go much longer than 12 or 13 years. But he's great, man. He's still doing his thing. He's definitely the old scholarly man of the house now. He's kind of losing some of his like bladder control and stuff like that. So we gotta like constantly take him out and make sure that he's okay. We've got him on a special diet of green beans and like adult senior care dog food to like make. Green beans are good for dogs' hips. All right, that's what the vet told us. The green beans are good for dogs. So we were giving him green beans, and then I don't know. He's great, man. we adopted him by mistake. Like, he was thrust onto us by a stranger. I came home from the grocery store one day, and he was leashed up to our camper in, like, the front yard.
Oh.
And I went inside, and I was like, hey, Ev, whose dog is that out there? She goes, what dog? And I go, there's a fucking dog leashed up to the camper. And we go out there, and he has no collar. He has no tags. It's just a chain around his neck, and now he's leashed to our camper.
Oh.
And so we're like, where the fuck did this dog come from? Ask the neighbors. No one's seen anything. Don't know where he came from. Someone just dropped a dog off there. We put up notices. No one claimed him, so we're like, guess he's our fucking dog now.
Gotta deal with this.
Yeah, and now we gotta deal with this. Like, this beautiful dog was just kind of plopped onto our laps. And so we took him, and he's been great ever since. You know, he's Opal's best friend. They love each other. He's been great around our family forever. He was best friends with my old dog, Xander, before Xander passed away. He's great. Xander was fine. He's I have 1,000 stories about that fucking dog. He was like a escape artist. He was this beautiful, like, brindle mastiff mixed with everything else that you could ever exist. He's a 147 dog. He's just like this big, beautiful dog. Just the horniest fucking dog you've ever met in your entire life. He would escape every fucking thing you put him in, and like, he'd just run away. No matter what we did, he'd run away. Then he'd come back like an hour later, slobber all over his face and his dick hanging out like he just went and found somebody. You would not believe the amount of dogs around here that look exactly like Xander, and I know why. Mind you, not my fault. Not my fault. Okay, he's a dog. All right, we let dogs live free, live their lives. But no, he's an escape artist. He was my dog. And he lived with my parents for a while, like when I was first getting sorted out on my own and shit like that. They had bought him for like all of us kids, and then he ended up living with me. But my parents put up this fence that was like a 6-foot fence, and so it was an 8-foot fence at the time in the backyard. So that way Xander could run around because they knew he was an escape artist. He would break out windows and everything and just run away and like go do his business and come back. Like, that's all he did. He just wanted to go fuck, and I appreciate him for it. But he's the horniest dog I've ever met. So eventually they started putting him in the backyard, and they put an 8-foot fence up, and we're watching him like explore this new fence. And I shit you not, as if he was bred from Mario the Plumber, we see him go like full speed at the fence, like right at the corner of the fence, and he hops out, like at the wall, and then whoop, and triangle jumps over the other side of the fence, and we're like, what the fuck is happening? Oh wait, no, that was the 6-foot fence. That was the 6-foot fence, because the 8-foot fence, he dug under it. So Randy, my stepdad, the 8-foot fence, he dug under it. So Randy took all the fencing out, which is like a full weekend project. We buried it 2 foot deep so he wouldn't go over. And then he triangle jumped over the 6-foot fence. And so we're just like, so eventually we got him a harness, and like the harness would go around his body. You know, it's not just like a collar.
Yeah,
because
like, he could escape the collar
to their back. Yeah. Oh, he could escape the collar. What he would do, his move was he would get to the end of his rope, to his leash, and then he would turn and face like with his head pointing to where the stake was in the ground. Then he would yank his head backwards until the collar came off or it snapped, and then he would just take off. So he knew what to do. He's the smartest dog ever. And then the harness that we got him, he just chewed through that. And so then we got him metal leash, like that's like the what do you call it? The braided metal leash. He chewed through that. And so like
what is this dog?
He was incredible. He is incredible. That's what he was. He was the best dog that ever lived. He was my best friend. And
man after your own heart.
It really was. He really fucking was. But like, he would always come home. You know, he never bit nobody, never did anything. And then one night, it's the reason I can't watch the movie 4 Rooms anymore. We're watching 4 Rooms, and he like comes up and lays next to me, and all of a sudden, like he's got like foam at his mouth, and he's just like not responding to anything. Like his eyes are kind of rolling back. So we're like, oh, this isn't good. Take him to the vet, and they're like, we can do a surgery. This is at like 1 a.m, so we had to go to an emergency vet like 30 minutes away. And they're like, we can do an emergency surgery. It'll give him like 6 months to live. Otherwise, tonight's the night. I'm like, all right. And like in a flash, you know, I had to say goodbye to my best friend. But like, I can joke about it now because like it's a lot easier and shit like that. Like whenever, like everyone will be like, remember when Xander did this? And I'd be like, yeah, now he's dead. Like, and it fucking cracks me up every time because I don't know, you know, like one of your friends that you can bust your friend's balls like back and forth, like me and you.
Sure.
And then like that's how me and Xander were. Like we would just like bust each other's balls. You know, like, we wrestle and shit like that. And so now that like he's gone, I'm just like, this is my best friend's gone, and I get sad about him sometimes. And like, I buried him in the front yard, and I had a bench out there. So I like, on stressful days, I would go out, sit on the bench, and just talk to him. And like, obviously, you can't hear me because he's fucking dead. But I would just talk to him and just be like, yeah, I would vent. And he passed away shortly before we had Opal. And so we never got to meet. And I was just like, man, you guys would have been best friends. I was like, you fucking couldn't hang on like 3 more months, you son of a bitch. I was so mad at him. I was like, you did this. You didn't want to meet the family and stuff like that. But, you know, for every death, there's a life. Life springs forth. And so he passed away. We had Opal, and like everything's fine. So then we have Bailey. Bailey's going to outlive all of us. She's a fucking cockroach. She's an 18-year-old like beagle dachshund mix.
Oh my goodness.
And like, I think she's 18. I don't know. She could be 100. I don't fucking know. But like, you would never know it. Like, she moves like she's still 3 years old. She's just an old ratty bitch. She does this thing where she like bares her teeth. Like, that's her way of like being friends with you. She's like, and like, yeah, she's fucking really weird. And she's just like, that's how she's like those like how to be friends. If Bailey was a human, she'd be a cat lady that smells like piss. But like, but she doesn't stink. That's the thing. It's like, she doesn't stink. She's not gross, but like she would look like that, you know? And so, but like, I don't know, she's invincible. Fucking Xander died and she's still around. Like, Rufus is on his way out. She's still around. Like, they're going to be around forever. So like, I'll be long
the cat.
dead. Yeah, she might outlive the cat, honestly, at this point. She's going to outlive these fucking birds, everything. Fucking. So anyway, that's every single person in my family. Oh, we have birds too, because we run a fucking animal sanctuary here, I guess. We've got birds. Birds are fucking birds. I don't know. They're named Ramon and May. They chill out. Then we have a.
Okay.
Yeah, they're fucking birds. Then we have a leopard gecko, and her name is Pascal. We thought it was a him. Then he started laying eggs, so her name is Pascal.
That's a fun discovery.
Yeah, exactly. And we're like, what the fuck are these? And then like, yeah, they just lay empty eggs, like for no reason. I was like, oh, fucking stupid ass. So yeah, we got a lizard. She fucks off. Yeah, but that's it. That's everyone. Oh, and then there's me. I feel like this is the Brady Bunch. And then there's Jose. Yeah. So now I'm here. This is the best introduction to a podcast I think I've ever done in my life. 20 minutes in. Still the intro.
Still the intro. Talked about a dead dog.
Oh my god, he's the best dog. He was the fucking best dog. Oh.
Yeah, I will bring up, as you talked about Xander, it made me remember my dog that has passed, Tanner, who was super fun to be around. I think he lived to be like 14, but he was just super fun, always energetic, even in his later years until we put him on medication because he had seizures. So we tried to, help him with the seizures because those aren't fun. But then he got all lethargic anytime he was on medication, and so it just became like, do we want him to just sit there and exist, or do we want him to have fun? So we took him off of medication, and he started having seizures again, and eventually we just got to the point where it's like, well, what are we gonna do, right? We can keep him alive, and he'll be here, but that doesn't really do anything to improve his quality of life or anything like that. So it was a rough December 26th where we gave him his last day. He had a nice he didn't eat a full steak, but we gave him the steak bone, a little bit of steak in the steak bone, because it was like a T-bone and we had already eaten half of it. So
right,
he got a little bit of steak. He got to run around and do a whole bunch of stuff. He had a ton of fun, and then we took him to the vet and put him down. I was there the entire time, and I cried like a baby. So
hey, I don't blame you. Hey, rest in peace, Tanner. That it is the worst thing to go through, man. I feel I definitely feel your pain on it. It's never fun to like see that final light fade from their eyes, and like it's hard to say goodbye. And it sucks.
Yeah,
it's just one of those things of life that you have to accept, and like through time it definitely gets easier. But man, those couple weeks after they pass, it's the roughest thing in the world.
Yeah, and the funniest part is people are like, "Well, do you hate Christmas now? You had to put your dog down." I'm like, "No, Christmas is still one of my favorite times of the year. I get to remember all the good times I had with my dog." Like, I don't.
It's
People don't understand how much me and Tanner were alike for so much of my life, because I got him way back in like the first grade. I was young
oh
when
wow,
we got the dog, and he lived up to me almost all the way through college. So
holy
uh,
cow.
I had a great time with him. We picked him up outside of the pound, which was one of the worst decisions you can take, because it's just way more expensive to get all of the shots for the dog, according to my mom. Uh, just let them take him into the pound and let them give him all the shots, and then adopt the dog for like $50 or whatever the price is in that area. Way
Right.
better. But he was a fun dog. He was Tan, and then I called him Tanner. It was an
Hey, look,
easy name.
sometimes it's all you need, all right? It doesn't have to be too deep. Fucking Xander was Xander for reasons I don't know why. My fucking parents named him. They're like, off he goes.
Yeah,
Like, it is what it is.
it was great.
Yeah.
So it's at this point where I'm like, how do we describe who SrirachaFlash is? But we pretty much
If you,
went through it all.
we went. Hold on, I want to backtrack a second because I sound like a terrible pet owner for being like, yeah, my dog got loose and just fucked everything in town. We by the time that he came to live with me and Evelyn, like finally, we came with my parents and shit like that. He was too old to be fixed. Couldn't do that. Like the vet was like, if we fix him, he could die. At that point, he was like 7 years old. So we're like, fuck,
Yeah.
and he had a life expectancy of like 10 years. So we're like, okay, this kind of sucks. And I will say that the only dog that he ever got like pregnant that we know of was a dog that was also would get loose, and she would come to our yard. She was a golden retriever, and so like I don't like it is what it is. Xander was fine. Sometimes you just go. Sometimes just go out and do your thing. But no, he we did try our best to keep him contained. We never let him out after dark and stuff like that unless he's on like I personally had a leash on him and I was holding him so I could yell at him if he tried to break loose. So like don't worry, I do. Rufus and Bailey are fixed, so like they don't go nowhere, do nothing bad. They're good domestic animals. Xander was just a free spirit. You can't contain him. All right. Free love. It's the 70s.
Yeah, that man did whatever he needed to do whenever he needed to do it.
Son of a bitch. That fucking dog. He's great. So yeah, I don't know. That's me. I don't know. If you guys need
it's all SrirachaFlash. SrirachaFlash or Jose. You still don't know my real name.
No, because you. So all right, so I think that's my favorite running joke is that I just call you different first names because you've never been like, here's my first name. So I'm just like, what up, Eric? Like, how's it going? Or what's up, Nick? And yeah, I know it drives you fucking insane, which is my favorite part about it. So no, I've always just been like Nogarremi, and then like, who's Nogarremi? And I'm like, Marcus. I don't know.
Today he's Paul. Who knows?
Yeah, today he's Paul. Could be anybody. He's a chameleon. He's a chameleon, is what he is. He's shapeshifter.
It's intentional, but at a certain point, like my best friends call me Nog. Pretty much everybody except my parents or people I work with call me Nog. So
that's fair. Well, I mean, you've been pretty explicit about wanting to keep your social media and fighting game life separate from your personal life.
Yeah, a little bit. If we ever meet in person, you'll get to know my real name. But
yeah,
that's pretty much it. And then I humbly request that you don't use it online ever in association to me.
I would listen. They'll never know because I'll just keep my fucking joke going of calling you different first names. So even if I threw it in, they never fucking guess. They'd never know. So it's fine. Unless it's something like very specific. If you're like, it is Sinvicta or something. That's a YouTuber. But if you're like, it's this, and I call you that, they're gonna be like, I think that's his real name, so I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
See, I don't know. You're a man of mystery, but that's okay. It's more mystery, less history. That's how you keep the relationship alive, baby.
Hey, there we go. So it's definitely one of the largest mysteries. I also believe you got Joe Monday to tell that his actual name isn't Joe. Did he actually tell you what it was?
Absolutely, he did. And then I told him that
Aw.
would sell way less than what Joe Monday does. Way less palatable than Joe. Ian Monday. Get out.
Yeah, dude. He told me in person. I looked him dead in the eye. I'm like, no way, dude. It was hilarious. And it's outside of my name. I think it's one of the largest kept secrets of that. What his real name is. Although he has told people that Joe is not his first name.
Yeah, and if you wanna find out that story, listen to Some Random featuring Joe Monday, hosted by SrirachaFlash.
How long is that episode?
Like 3 hours. The worst part is the worst part of that episode is that realistically, I think we could have talked for like another 2 hours, except for Joe had to go to bed, and I had to go take care of like my family. The kids were in bed and shit like that, but like Evelyn got home from work and everything. I was like, I gotta do like that stuff, but like that episode kept going, and like the momentum of that episode never felt like it was letting down. And so we just keep like next question, like, and then just like talking, which is why I really believe it's one of my best episodes that we've done for the show. Joe's a great guest, and we had a really great conversation. One of the first episodes I did with you, another one of my favorites, because that's really where like I learned how to develop doing the show and shit like that, was with you on the show.
Yeah,
because it helps to have someone that's a professional broadcaster, give you critiques in a way that they're not giving you critiques. Like I can pick up on the way that you speak and you enunciate while you're like doing the interview thing, and so I'm like, oh, this is what I should fine tune to make sure that like the guest has an experience. So personally, that's one of my favorite episodes. But like, yeah, that one, the holiday hangover episode where like me and RDY and Hacker fucking got together and chat. Sales was there. We like just like shoot the shit for like the longest time, talking about relationships and breakups and like dating like girls with racist dads. That was the best. Dude, just a quick story. We're like, I was a younger man, and like a much younger man. I hooked up with a girl, and then like she called her dad like almost immediately afterwards to be like, guess what I just did, like in front of me, and I was just like,
my goodness,
this is the worst. Like I fucking hated my life, and that was actually a secret I kept for a long time because it was like one of those things that like it happened, and I was just like, I can't believe this is my real life that's happening right now. Like this is something out of like a shitty show. And then like we just got to talking and like breakup shit. And I was just like, oh yeah, this happened, and and now I'm telling the story again. But like, yeah, they exist out there. They like the girl that's like dating a brown guy to make her dad upset. Like, guess what? It fucking exists because it happens. It happened to me. It could happen to you too.
Sucks.
Be careful out there. But like, that's what you get for growing up in like farm country Michigan. They exist. Like when you're a photo negative of everyone else around you, shit's bound to get weird.
Photo negative. That's funny. I haven't heard that before.
It's the fucking truth, baby. That's all right. So now I'm gonna admit again where I stole something. Like when I called you Sinvicta, that is like an old Christopher Titus bit, and I don't remember the context. I just remember that he said like someone's a photo negative from the rest of you, and I was like, that's fucking golden because that's how I gotta live my life right now. And that stuck with me.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. But yeah, I did an episode of Some Random with you. The thing I remember most about that is you asked me about coffee, and somehow we ended up talking about steaks.
Yeah. Oh, see, but coffee grounds on steaks, brother.
I do not, because I don't like coffee.
Oh, all right. But here's the thing: it's like it just adds like a light, like bitter flavor to the steak on the crust. Oh my god! So put that. Oh, look, it's good, man. It's so good. A little bit of brown sugar on there too. Some salt, some pepper, some garlic powder.
So this is number one thing when I do fried chicken or fried country fried steak. I 100% put a little bit of brown sugar in there. It just makes it look so good.
Oh yeah, you got to look. Presentation is like 50% of eating. All right, if your food doesn't look good, what the fuck are you doing? You're just wasting your time.
Yeah, definitely. Although I did get to a point where I looked at my Twitter photos, I'm like, really, all I cook and post pictures of is fried
food, fried
meat.
Yeah. Like, well,
But
All right.
it's one of some of the best food that I make. Like I don't know how I learned how to fry food, pan fry. So I'm just like, there's some oil in a pan and I'm just throwing stuff in it and it works.
Go to town.
All right.
Hey, nothing better than fried stuff with cheese, baby. That's you gotta live your life.
Dude, I'm a slut for cheese.
I didn't when I was a kid, I hated cheese, like cold cheese, because we were broke as shit growing up. My mom had me when she was very young. She was 14, then like had my two brothers and my sister by the time she was 18. So like we grew up poor as fuck. And so one of the things that we ate a lot was just like bologna and American cheese sandwiches. For whatever reason, that taste got in my mouth, and I was just like, I can't eat the cheese anymore. Like, I fucking hate American cheese. Unless it's, like, melted in a grilled cheese. And for the longest time, I was like that until I was, like, 17 or 18. And for whatever reason, I was just... But, just throwing this out there, my view on cheese has changed. Absolutely love cheese. All kinds of cheeses now. Only cheese I won't eat is fucking string cheese. I think string cheese is gross.
Okay.
I know. I know it's weird. But, like, I can't do it. I don't know. Like, a Colby Jack stick, perfectly fine. The mozzarella, like, fucking the cheese sticks, I don't know. Just gotta fry it. Gotta deep fry it. Gotta deep fry it and put it in marinara. That's how you eat those.
You can definitely deep fry them, and that's basically just a mozzarella stick.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's the way to eat them. Like, just, like, pulling them apart cold, or, like, you just bite into it like a weirdo, like my daughter. Like, yeah, I don't know, that shit's gross.
I hate to break it to you, but I definitely bite into my fair share of mozzarella sticks. Cold mozzarella sticks, yeah.
Oh, god damn, you son of a bitch.
But no, you want to talk about cheeses you don't like, and, like, string cheese is the only one you won't do, but it's American cheese for me. For whatever reason, I just can't do American cheese. It just doesn't, it's just, bleh. Compared to, like, when you, like, have, like, cheddar or Swiss, like, American cheese is just, like, ugh.
Okay, like, but when you're making a grilled cheese, besides Munster, American cheese is the best way to make a grilled cheese sandwich.
Yeah, but I'll use Munster because I love Munster.
I do love Munster, but, like, I don't know, it's right there. Like, some American cheese, like grilled cheese and, like, tomato soup. Come on, baby.
I don't keep it stocked. I'm sorry. No American cheese. God.
Son of a bitch. Now, there are other cheeses I won't eat, like cottage cheese, which is like, I don't know if that's technically a cheese or not. Cottage cheese is the most disgusting, vile thing on this planet.
It's delicious.
It is. Like, the sight of it will make me vomit. I don't know.
I'm sorry for your loss. Okay, I've known plenty of people that are like, I just don't like cottage cheese. It looks gross. I'm like, just eat it. It's a cheese. It's delicious. If it gets a little slimy, just stir it up, and it's all fine.
It's all fine, he says. It's all fine. It's not all fine. It is. All right? It's not, because like, the last time I've eaten it was, like, 25 years ago. And, like, I don't know, maybe something terrible happened in my past that involved cottage cheese, and, like, that's why I can't eat it anymore, and, like, blocked it out. But, like, I don't know, man. I hate cottage cheese. So, like, Evelyn, once upon a time, was, like, eating some as a snack next to me, and I had to leave the room. Like, it makes me sick.
Oh, my goodness.
I don't know what it is. It like, it's just so vile. But, like, I'll eat ricotta cheese all fucking day. Ricotta cheese? Like... Listen,
what are you?
Listen, man. I'm nothing if not a man with principles and virtue.
I don't believe that.
Well, first of all,
I know it's actually true, but your principles and morals, I mean, they can really seem bottom of the barrel sometimes.
Well, yeah, all right. I have to keep expectations low. That's how I impress people all the time.
That is a great point. That's a great point. You never want people to rely on you. You always want to be there. You want to be the fun uncle, okay? That's always the goal.
Yeah, oh, dude. Oh, my God, yes. Being the fun uncle is the best. That's my my best friend, Cody. He's, like, the fun uncle for my kids. Because every time he shows up, it's just, like, with presents and video games. And he hangs out for a couple hours. Then he fucks off. And they're like, where's Uncle Cody coming back? And I'm like, God damn it, Cody. Now I gotta look like the bad dad and, like, not having presents for my kids every time I come home.
Yep. Yo, I do that with my my cousins. So I'm out of all of my family, I'm one of the oldest of like my grandparents' grandkids, so most of my cousins are like half my age. I think the most recent, the closest one's maybe 9 years younger than me, something like that.
Okay.
But I'm definitely more of an uncle figure than a cousin. And the two that live in South California, every time I visit and I bring like my PS4 and we play video games for like like a couple of days or a week, and then I'm gone, and all they tell their parents is like, or my uncle and aunt is like, when's in cousin Nog? When are you coming? When is he coming back with all the video games? And I'm like, and then they'll ask me like, hey, when are you coming back? And I'm like, I don't know. When are you gonna fly me back down there? And then of course the pandemic hit, and it's just like, yeah. Oh, I don't.
Yeah.
Listen, when I was in college, I didn't pay to fly anywhere. I basically said, hey, if you guys want to see me, you better fly me there.
Fork up the money. All right.
I was like, I'm not working a job. You guys gotta. My occupation is student.
And I don't roll out of bed for less than first class, so figure it out.
I wish I could have rolled that hard. I think I've flown first class one time, and that's because my my good old Nogarremi got a free upgrade on one of those.
Oh,
flights.
okay. Okay. That's all right. That's the worst when you fly first class and when you get upgraded, because all the other first class people look at you like they're not supposed to be there.
Oh, yeah. Like I showed up in a t-shirt and jeans, and they're like, who the hell is this kid?
Yeah,
like, yeah.
But they got those. Some of them got those cool pods. They got the pods that you sit in and shit like that. Oh my god, it's great.
I can't say it was that fancy. I was after I was 21, and I definitely should have been ordering drinks, but I was definitely too scared to order drinks on the plane.
Oh yeah, look, there's a weird fear that sets in. Have you ever watched a movie on a plane?
Yeah.
Like watched a movie, and that shit hits way different when you're up 30,000 feet in the air.
I think I watched Batman: The Killing Joke on a plane.
Oh my god, what'd you think?
Oh, The Killing Joke? It's a very dark story.
Yeah, all right, and it probably made you more sad because you're 30,000 feet in the air, 40,000. I don't know.
It was
I should probably figure this out for my fucking pilot's license that I have coming up, but like, I
can't believe you know how to fly a plane. Hold up, we got a sidetrack on that. You have a pilot's license and can fly a plane. Who lets you do that?
Let's back up. Let's back up a little bit. Let's not jump to conclusions. I have flown. Yes, I have flown a plane. I am earning my pilot's license. My bosses own a plane, and they have their pilot's license, and they are teaching me, and I can fly the plane, and I'm learning everything else. So, like, the last time I went up was, like, a year ago or something like that, and, like, that's the last time that I flew before. Obviously, the pandemic hit, and, like, haven't been able to don't want to be in an enclosed space like this with another person, like, shoulder to shoulder in another small little plane. So yeah, I don't know. Fucking flying planes is cool. It's great, and everyone should learn how to do it, and everyone should have a bunch of money to buy their own plane, and we should all just fly everywhere. But the goal is the goal is to get my my pilot's license so I can fly solo, and then fly myself to events like Combo Breaker.
That would be hilarious, dude.
The most baller move is to fly myself to Combo Breaker, swinging the big dick. That's gonna be the move.
Yeah, sadly, I don't think they let you fly while drunk. So,
well, that is true.
What they don't know.
Well, here's the thing: is they fucking do know. They, like, my bosses, whenever they would go to fly, they're like, no drinking for 24 hours, like leading up to a flight. I'm like, no problem, and they're like very strict on it. And so no drink for 24 hours. Hop in a plane, have a good time. So yeah, so that's on the list. It's finishing everything I need to do for my pilot's license, so that way I can big dick swing into Combo Breaker and everything else. I'm just gonna be like, "Oh, boss, I gotta borrow the plane for the weekend. I'll see you on Monday."
Where are you going? It's like, I just gotta go, but I gotta go, bro. I got a tournament.
I gotta go. I have to go. I'm gonna be in Chicago from Thursday until Tuesday. I'll be back. I'll gas everything up. Don't worry about it. So yeah, no, it's but yeah, Jose has flown a plane. Jose has done very good things with himself. So yeah, I don't know
impressive.
anybody. Well, thank you. It's it's a lot scarier than you think it is.
Yeah. It's like driving, except at any point you could plummet and actually die.
Yeah, so that's one of the things I'm excited to learn. Like,
How to
what
plummet
they
and
call
die?
yeah. So what they do is when you're up there, they kill your engines while you're up so many feet in the air, and they go figure it out. Like, what do you do in this
Okay.
situation as your fucking plane's going down? And
Oh, you have
so
to
yeah,
figure out how to glide in.
yeah. So essentially, like you got to check barometric pressure to make sure that you can engage a certain speed and shit like that. The angle that you want to tip the nose, all that other fun stuff. Then like, if you can't fix that, you have to find out where you can make an emergency landing, the clearest spot, radio the tower, give coordinates, all that fun shit in the span of like 5 minutes. So
That sounds terrifying. What's the backup plan for if you don't make it?
Backup plan. what do you mean backup plan?
Does the engine get to come back on? I'm scared.
I mean, oh yeah, of course, obviously. Like you're like your instructor, whoever's fine with you, be like, boom, flip that shit on, we're good to go. Like you failed, we'll fucking try again next time. But like,
see, that's what I want. I want the backup plan.
But like, in
I
a
want
real
the possibility
situation,
to fail.
yeah.
Oh, in the real situation, you're dead. Like if you don't
Yeah.
know how to do it, like that's why they test you on it. It's like, listen, you gotta do or die, figure it out.
Yeah. So it's a good time.
I just don't want to do or die in training and not get to get the second chance.
Yeah. Well, that's sometimes shit happens. Who knows? Maybe sometimes the fucking engines don't come on. All right. And those are the stories that you don't
say
hear
this. Jose, I don't want you dead. Okay.
I'm not. Don't worry. I'm not gonna die. The fucking kill switch is like not even a big deal. It's fine. So
okay.
like it's
well as long as you're confident.
I am anything but not confident. I feel like I'm the most confident I've ever been in my life, especially right now. So yeah, I don't know. I'm always confident about everything you do. Every decision you make, be confident in, because oh god, hold on.
I'm holding.
We have an issue.
I'm holding.
We have an issue.
He's on the move,
Thank
ladies
you.
and gentlemen. You guys don't have the video, but he's on the move.
I am on the move. There's a cat.
Oh, Ponyo.
Oh, Ponyo. Oh, that's right. The cat's name is Ponyo. Sorry, everyone. I forgot.
We actually didn't talk about the cat's name at all. It was on Twitter though.
Yeah, we didn't. We were talking about how much I hate the cat.
Yep.
It's different. Hopefully, my audio is still okay.
It's still decent, I guess.
All right, perfect. That's all. That listen again. Low expectations. All I'm giving you is decent. Here for the action.
Yeah.
Oh my god. All right. So, what the hell are we talking about? Planes?
Flying.
About planes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
flying's cool.
About flying places and everything like that, there was a promise that I made you over a year ago at this point that you would be the first person that I went to visit after I moved out out of the East Coast. I would come visit you. And to be fair, I kept half of that promise. I have not visited anybody else.
You know what? Fucking perfect. I appreciate you being a man of your word.
I also have not visited you, as you can tell. So.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Obviously. I had no mysterious black men have showed up at my door. So, no man of mystery showed up at my door to be like, "Here's my first name. Now we're gonna hang out." So
yeah,
it is what it is.
So it's definitely. I'm still waiting to feel comfortable flying, and once I feel comfortable flying, then I'll probably talk to you about it. But definitely waiting a little bit here.
Yeah. Smart.
Depending on how long it takes, I might have to go visit my family first, and that's just an unfortunate fact that this is the longest I've gone without seeing my mother in person. It's been 15, maybe 16 months since I've seen my mom.
Oh wow.
And she is desperately missing me. I literally haven't seen her since October 2019.
Oh my god.
And now it's 2021. So I have a feeling if I don't get to see my mom this year, she's going to explode.
She might bust on your door. Yeah.
Yeah.
She might come to you.
She
I
will
don't think you
show
have a
up
choice.
regardless of if I want her or not, and be like, "I am
Yeah.
here. Let me in the gate."
I'm gonna kick down
Matter of
the
fact,
fucking door.
somebody will probably let her in the gate, and then she'll just be at my door.
Fair enough.
Which makes it sound like I live in a
little dog.
yeah. That makes me sound like I have a nice fancy house with a gated entrance. I live in an
Nah, you
apartment
just live in a
complex.
goddamn
There's a gate.
apartment. There happens to be a gate. I used to do utility locating, which is like you find buried cables and shit like that in the ground when people are gonna do projects. Like if they're gonna tear up a road or if they're gonna install ditches or put down new telephone poles, all that shit like that. They call us, so I would find electric lines, cable lines, telephone lines, gas lines, all that fun stuff, right?
Yeah.
And when I was doing that, I would always get the codes if I had to go into a gated residence or a gated community. I would get the codes to these places to go in. Every single time I went into one of these gated places, mind you, I live in northern Michigan in basically the fucking woods. So anytime that you have to go into a gated community, it's because someone has money, lots of money.
Yeah.
Every single time I went into one of these gated places, I could feel cameras watching every step that I made. It was the most uncomfortable I've ever been in my entire life being in these fucking places. And they're like multi-million-dollar houses surrounded by like $50,000 houses. I'm just like, oh god, this makes me feel weird. Like I don't like being in here. Gated communities are very weird to me. But like, and then I'm like in my shitty little like Ford Ranger, like doing utility locating in a place that like I definitely shouldn't be. But I don't know. Gated communities always make me feel weird. But I understand the reason for them. You know, a gate is obviously going to stop a robber from breaking into your house, fucking stealing your shit in the middle of the night. Whatever. Anyway,
I mean,
sorry.
it might. It's another deterrent, right? You always want
It is a
to
deterrent.
add as many deterrents as possible, because as somebody who does actually do lock picking,
hey,
nowhere is safe.
nowhere is safe.
If you can enter and exit a place, somebody else can enter and exit that place unauthorized. It's always the trade-off: convenience versus security. There will always be the more steps that you don't have to do to protect yourself, the easier it is for somebody else to follow in your footsteps and get in.
That's true. That's true. You know, and that applies to everything, like physical property and digital property. Like, turn on two-factor authentication for everything that you have. Make sure that every password isn't fucking password. The amount of people that have password as their password makes me want to stab my fucking eyeballs out. Protect yourselves. Do the best that you can to protect yourselves. Like, don't take shortcuts because you decide that you don't have a bad memory and don't want to memorize like decent passwords.
Get a password manager.
Yeah, get a password manager.
Make that password the only password you remember. You have to remember one password and make it super complicated and 1,800 characters long, however long your password manager lets you make it. Use all of that space and make it the most complicated shit that you can imagine.
I almost just gave out the password to my work servers right now through KeyPass. Where I was gonna be like, yeah, like this password at work, and I was gonna be like, bleh. Like I was about to say it out loud, and then I was just like, I shouldn't do that.
Yeah,
but it's
almost like me in an earlier part of this podcast. I have to cut out.
Yeah, my favorite thing that's ever happened on a podcast. I think that was incredible.
I hate it so much. I'm glad I get to edit. This is why I don't stream it live.
Yeah. Oh my god. Could you imagine?
My career would be over. I would be devastated.
You'd be dead.
It would be fine, to be honest. I keep control of my name because it's one part that I can do to make it harder for people to find who I am and what I do and everything like that.
Yeah, it's smart. Like, it's very smart. And I don't know. We joke about it, but I do seriously understand like wanting to keep that part of your life separate because, like, I don't know, not everyone needs to know your business. You know, you don't need to be full frontal with everything that you have. It's okay to like keep things guarded and away from people. It's the one thing that we've pulled from social media stuff like that is like you need, like, everyone expects full visibility and full access to who you are, but you are not required to give access to that. Like, that is a right and a privilege that you own, that you are not you are not required, and by no means should you feel obligated to give to people. It's okay to like keep your life separate and keep details about yourself like to yourself or to the ones that are close to you. I think a lot of people forget that. In an effort to appear more friendly and more open to people, they so often give out a lot of details about their lives to make themselves feel accepting and warm to a community or to other people. Much more than like a community. And in doing so, you kind of also forego some of the security and everything else around you by giving out all those details and everything else. Like, it's okay to be secretive, or not even secretive. Just like keep those things separate. It's totally fine. No one's gonna judge you for being like, this is who I am online, and like this is who I am offline. Like, that's totally fine.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the things where the only people that know my name are people that I've seen in person. Apparently, you, now that I've said it on a podcast.
Yeah. People that I've let slip on a podcast.
Yeah, only time. It's super professional. It's been, how long have I been talking on a microphone? Like 2 or 3 years now. First time that it's happened. Yeah. I've been near blackout drunk on a microphone before, and I haven't said my name. But that one story.
You know what's fucked up is that I think Joe Monday's.
Oh, you're getting choppy for me here.
I think he said it.
You think he said it? Plenty of people
that's not good.
Said it. Yeah, you got a little choppy. You think Joe has said my name before?
Oh, no. Am I okay now? Are we back in focus? Is everything okay?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, yeah, so. I think it's been let slip on a broadcast before, but I think it was like an actual slip, and I don't think there's any record of it now. So
here's the thing, right? It's so difficult to track that stuff down, especially when you look at, how much stuff has Joe put onto the internet, and it's just like hundreds of hours, and you're like, I'm not going through all of that.
Yeah, if you're the fucking pervert that's like, I'm gonna go comb through every video file from the last 3 years to find when Joe let Nogarremi's first name slip, you got a lot more issues than what you have going on currently. Good googly. So yeah, I think you're perfectly fine.
Yeah.
And not the fault, Joe. That fucking shit happens during like commentary.
Dude, again, it happens. Like, I don't beat anybody up about it. I'm just like, hey, if you cannot do this, please.
Yeah.
Please. I enjoy having my secret identity.
Yeah.
The only
other know, of all highlights. So like that's the most important part. It's the one that people focus in on. So it's it's fine.
So besides the people that I meet, you, and whenever I have to get paid, those are the only people that know my actual name.
Hey, that's good. Like that's totally fine. As I'm getting older, I'm becoming more guarded with like sharing my last name and shit with people.
Yeah.
I'm more cautious about those kind of things. Not that I've had like stalkers or anything like that, or any reason to be, but definitely the older that I get, and the more like messages that I get from people that are kind of like prying, not get information, but like just to like talk constantly. And not that there's anything wrong with them. It's just like I only have so much time in my life to be friends with so many people and to like fill so many obligations for the people that I do care about. It's not that I don't care about people. It's just like I don't have enough time in the day to like give attention to everyone. And so I would love to be like, hey, what's going on? Like, other person, like, here's small talk. Like, oh, there's another small talk. And the amount of messages that I have been getting for the last year is definitely like made me more uncomfortable with sharing everything about my life on the internet. Because I'm like, there's things that people know, especially people that are like I don't know. And not that like my following is huge or anything like that. Like I'm still a small account on Twitter. I'm a very, very small fish in the pond, but even still, like there's no reason for people to have that information.
Yeah, it's the reason why nobody knows my birthday for the most part. I think it was talked about a couple of times on a broadcast. It's why I keep a lot of my age hidden. So I try to limit all of that stuff, because if people know stuff like where you were born and what age you are, they can start figuring out parts of your social security number and stuff like that. And
yeah,
I
and don't end up like me. Don't have bills put in your name that you don't, and addresses you don't live at. It's not fun. It's not a fun experience.
Yeah, definitely not. So I'm hella conscious. I'm probably overly cautious. I don't think you meet a lot of people around my age that are as reserved in information as I am, especially somebody who still like actually uses the internet on a daily basis. It's very difficult to keep things separated and stuff. It was something that I wish I had done earlier is not do videos or photos of myself on social media, but at a certain point, I was there when Facebook was kind of new and stuff like that. Not MySpace. I'm not old enough for that, but for Facebook
you're not
and stuff like that.
boomer,
Like I did a whole bunch of social media, and my mom would post photos of me and that kind of stuff. So, I'm out there somewhat, but I mostly just use Twitter at this point.
Yeah, which is smart. I can't. When you say things like, see, because a lot of people don't know that you're actually 38 years old. So I'm just throwing that's how we throw them off. No.
Yeah, I'm secretly 49. It's really weird.
Yeah, see, a really young 49. But like when you say things like I'm not old enough for like the MySpace days, I'm like, oh, fucking MySpace and Friendster, like those were the fucking days, man.
Yeah, but I did stuff with Napster, LimeWire. I remember all of that stuff. I wasn't a part of MySpace.
Yeah, look, man, I'm sure there's porn of me out there somewhere. Like I'm sure there's like leaked nudes somewhere. Unfortunately, a lot of my early life is on the internet. Not that I've sent anyone any nudes. I'm just saying there's probably something out there. I don't know. That's the joke I always make, because I'm just like, I'm sure someone has like a naked photo of me somewhere. I get naked a lot, so like it is what it is.
That's not what I'm. That sounds so weird. I get naked a lot. It's like, yeah, every day I get in the shower. I get naked a lot.
You don't. All right. You don't get naked around your friends to make them uncomfortable. It's so funny. It's like the funniest thing you can do.
No, I don't get naked around my friends to make them uncomfortable. That sounds terrible.
Oh my god! Like you're at a party and you just fucking
stop stripping on camera.
It's the funniest thing. Exactly. Oh yeah. Well, listen. Don't fucking look. I'll take this headband off right now. We're about to get real weird on this bitch.
Please,
no, but like you're just like at a party, whip your dick out, like make somebody laugh. It's so funny.
What? What are you? To circle this all back around, what is SrirachaFlash? Oh my
now that like I have young kids and stuff, but like when I was younger, like that's the code of conduct thing that I talked about a couple weeks ago on Twitter, where like my friends got together to be like, Jose can't put his dick on the beer pong table anymore when someone's trying to take a shot. Like, it's so funny. It's so funny. It's like one of the best.
Oh my goodness, dude.
Best parlor tricks that you can do is just whip your dick out.
Parlor tricks.
But like not
it's
around
like magic.
women,
Look,
right?
Here's my dick, and now it's gone.
Yeah, I'll call it a parlor. Oh my god! Look, everyone had nicknames for it. It was great, but like not around like the girlfriends. Like you don't do that to like girls. It's strictly around guys. Like it's totally fine. Like I don't know. It happens. Shit gets weird. It's
nothing.
Again,
nothing has gotten that weird for me that people are whipping their dicks out around me.
Oh man, I can't wait till we can hang out. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be awesome.
I'm hesitant now. I'm extremely hesitant.
No,
I'll always make sure I'm in the room with Opal and Evelyn, and I will not leave into a secluded room without them.
See, Evelyn brokered the agreement with my friends. Like they were able to get her to talk to me and make a reasonable, like, you can't be pulling your dick out all the time anymore pact. And so I agreed. We shook hands on it. No more getting naked and being fun. So I haven't done it in a long time. But yeah, that's like I said, I was young. You do weird shit. You ever have like a fun, like, not a roommate, but like a apartment neighbor, and you're like, you put a condom on their doorknob or something like that? That was like the fun shit.
Yeah,
the best part about this? The best part about all of this is that we started being like, wait, don't talk about the drinks that we're having yet. You're spoiling it for the rest of the show. And then we never talked about fucking drinks ever. We were like, yeah, Sierra Nevada exists. On to the next thing.
Yeah, I brought up family, and then I was like the cat, and we were gone, and now we've just been talking about random stuff as it's come up. But you're drinking what I know people on Twitter will know that you've been drinking. I can't quite remember the name of it, but it's their 2020 edition stuff.
Yes. All right. So I have exclusive for 2020 Mad Dog 2020 Gold. $4 will get you where you need to be. It is 100% bum wine. I know that it's bum wine. There's I'm not gonna try to fool you and say it's not bum wine. It is fortified with the greatest grapes that, I don't know, where the fuck's this from? New York can offer. Bottled by the fucking 20 Wine Company in Westfield, New York. Look, it's 13% alcohol. It's guaranteed to give you a headache. I don't know, it's fucking delicious. That's the worst part, is that it's really good. And it's, as a connoisseur of bum wines, $4 to get where you need to be.
Oh,
it is what it is.
Yeah, listen, that is what it is. I'm over here drinking fancy craft beers, and you're over there drinking bum wine.
Look. Here's the thing. I'm a man of the people, so I can't just stick to my hoity-toities that I always drink. Sometimes you gotta slum it a little bit. You gotta splurge $8 to get 2 bottles of bum wine.
Listen, you
gotta live a little.
If you want a really pack of the Salty Crew, all right.
Ooh, all right.
I figured it was appropriate.
I don't know what that is. It looks. I like.
It's a blonde ale, and it's dubbed a boat beer on the can. So, it's a beer. I don't know how else to really describe a blonde ale. It's like terrible beer, but slightly better. And that's a blonde ale to me.
Yeah, it's like if you imagine you were drinking a Budweiser, but it actually had flavor.
Yeah,
that's what a blonde ale is.
Yeah, that's a great way to describe it. And then there's something like the Wonderland, and this is I don't know how to describe this. It's a nectarine ale. It tastes a little bit fruity. There's some hops in it, and it's 7.5%, and it's great.
Hell yeah! Look, the 2020 Mad Dog is pineapple, I think, or what was supposed to be pineapple.
It has a pineapple
according to the picture. There's a pineapple on it.
Yeah, pineapple on it. So
yeah,
does it taste like pineapple?
Yeah, I think that's what it's supposed to be. It tastes all right. Have you ever drank the pineapple syrup from a can? Like you pop open a can of pineapples and you drink the syrup.
I have had the syrup, although I do prefer the 100% pineapple juice as opposed to the syrup.
Yeah, so do I. Well, look, we've all been there. We've all been heathens. We've all drank out of the fucking pineapple can before. So imagine that they poured that pineapple syrup into some vodka, and then they poured in some Everclear, and then just a tiny bit more of pineapple flavoring, and that's Mad Dog 2020. That's about as close as I can say.
Doesn't sound bad, but
I don't know.
Also,
look, if I know you like fruity drinks, I'm telling you right now, the next time you're at a store, go to their liquor section. Go to the liquor section. Go to their wines. You're gonna look at the very bottom shelf, because this is very bottom shelf liquor. And then, at the bottom shelf, there's not gonna be any Mad Dog. What you have to do is get on your hands and knees, and you gotta part the wines that are on the bottom shelf away, and then behind those will be the Mad Dog in a dusty box. You grab one of those, and you come home with it. Drink the whole bottle. You'll wake up tomorrow hating life, regretting every decision you've ever made. It's the best.
Oh, that already happens, and I don't even have to drink. Don't even have to drink Mad Dog.
Exactly. Oh man, but listen, if you want to amplify it, you drink the Mad Dog.
Oh,
man, if you want to get really crazy, if you want to. if you're going through a bad breakup, or your dog just died, or the Packers just lost in the NFC Championship game to the fraudulent fucking Buccaneers, and Tom Brady fucking kisses his son with his mouth, right on his mouth with tongue, I think. I don't know. I don't want to throw accusations, but I did see Tom Brady kiss his son in the mouth. He put a documentary out. That's a thing. I don't know. I'm not saying that Tom Brady is like. Whatever. I'm not going to throw accusations. I'm not going to get sued over this podcast. Anyways, let's say one of those things happens. What you do is you go to the store, you ask for their finest bum wine, which is going to be the Orange Jubilee Mad Dog. You drink about a quarter of the Mad Dog. Then you get some nice bottom shelf Pop-Off vodka. Then you fill the rest of the Mad Dog Orange Jubilee up with vodka, and there you have an adult screwdriver. And you drink that, and you will forget anything that has happened for the last 48 hours. It is a magical time. You'll cry, you'll call your ex, you'll call your parents and apologize for being a shitty son. You know, you'll regret all the things you could have done. Then you'll go to sleep, and you'll wake up, regret everything you did the night before, and go on with your life. It's a great time.
Yeah, as somebody who tries to minimize the disappointing moments that they have in life, I think I'll pass. Sounds like a great offer, though.
Yo, you're missing out, Nogarremi. You're missing out.
Sounds like a great night. Don't get me wrong. But if I wanted to be sad and drunk, I would do that way more and not have to drink bum wine and then fill it with vodka.
Oh my god. We did that on the way to go see the Struts at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland. My buddy was driving his truck, and me and my buddy Wally were in the back seat having ourselves a grand old time. And we both bought 2 bottles of Mad Dog at the time. I think we bought the Bling Bling edition of Mad Dog 2020, which is like blue raspberry flavor.
That sounds delicious.
Exactly that. We drank like a quarter of the bottle. Yeah, blue raspberry is fucking very, very delicious. And so we drank like a third of the bottle, then we filled them up with vodka. And for like a 6-hour car ride, our poor friend Kevin had to deal with us being belligerently drunk in the back while he's sober driving to Cleveland. Oh, it was a great time. Then we saw the Struts. So we walked around Cleveland. I saw Tequila Ranch, which might be the greatest bar I've ever seen in my entire life. It was incredible.
It sounds like a good time. I haven't done. When was the last time I really became belligerently drunk? I guess New Year's? New Year's was the last time I became belligerently drunk.
This past New Year's?
Yeah, this past New Year's. I was... So, for New Year's, so the 31st, New Year's Eve...
People that don't know, because this is a video podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just going to say that before Nogarremi starts telling this story, the head went down and the hand went up on the forehead, like he's regretting already starting to tell this story. It's very entertaining. All right, go for it.
It's not actually that bad of a story, but I worked on the 31st. I worked 8 to 5. I got off, and I'm like, okay, well, New Year's is 7 hours away. I should probably temper myself, but I really didn't, and just started drinking immediately. I just start popping off. I'm out in the kitchen. I'm trying to make food. I'm turning the TV on, watching some horrendous YouTube videos. My roommate comes out and it's like, what the hell are you doing? I'm like, it's New Year's, baby. And it's like,
yeah,
not New Year's yet, but I finished off 1 bottle of champagne. We pop open the other one. We try to get through that one. That one was some work. It got to a point where I was like, I got to a point, I'm holding half a glass of champagne. I'm like, if I drink the rest of this, I will not remember the rest of this night. Like, I will go beyond the end of the cliff here. Like, I can feel the cliff. It's there. And I can feel myself going.
Even further beyond. Nogarremi and Goku.
So I'm sitting there looking at it. And it was the last of the champagne, and we split it evenly, and we're just both like looking at like the last of the champagne, and both of us are like, we shouldn't drink this, right? Like, this is something, like, this is like where we draw the line. And I'm looking at the drink, I'm looking at my roommate, and I'm looking at his drink, and I'm like, it's tough to be an adult sometimes. And I'm like, we're not drinking this. I took his glass. This is one of the only times I've dumped alcohol. I took his glass, I took my glass, and I just poured them both down the drain. I'm like, this is enough. I had one clear moment there, and all of my wildness. I'm like, after 7 hours of drinking, I'm like, this is over. This is it. But that was a wild night. There was a lot of talk of like exes. Like me and my roommate will pop off and talk about anything. So we talked about exes. We talked about work. We talked about our bosses. That was the best. Yeah. Drunk Nogarremi does whatever he wants.
Oh hell yeah! I like drunk Nogarremi. That's a man that knows how to party.
Maybe.
Maybe he knows how to party.
So, the only times I've been blackout drunk in my life, there's 3 of them. They all happened in 2018. The first one I was with my parents. Wow. I learned very quickly how to not get blackout drunk because it's not fun.
Yeah.
So the first time where I was near blackout, this is the most, I don't know how I managed to get this borderline blackout where like I was coming like literally to and fro of consciousness where like the other times I'm blackout, I'm gone until I'm back.
Right.
But like the first time that I was like on the edge the entire night, all I remember is trying to play Street Fighter 5 against one of my friends coming to, like, I could close my eyes and I would open them and be like, start playing, and then I would close my eyes and open them and start playing. that was hilarious. That's the first time that I actually got truly blackout drunk was with my parents. That was a fun night. I drank 3 beers, then my dad bought a pitcher, drank maybe a third of it, got up and went to the bathroom. And I immediately, and this is because I know my dad has done this, I immediately look at my mom and I'm like, if you give me $20, I'll chug his pitcher. And she looked at me and said, just the pitcher? You got to finish his actual beer too. I'm like, I don't think I can fit that much in my body at this point. But thankfully, the bartender's girlfriend was there. She was like, I want to see you do it. She put 20 down, and I was like, that's fantastic. So while my dad was in the bathroom, I not only negotiated the payment, but also drank the entire pitcher. I did not get to the actual... Dude, I was so full after that. You ever drink 2/3 of a pitcher of Heineken in, like, I don't know, 20 seconds? It sits.
Yes. First of all, I don't have it here. Have you ever seen Beer Fest?
Nope.
The movie? Oh, fucking A. Okay. So in Beer Fest, they have this boot, and it's a glass boot that's like, I don't know, like shit. Hold on, it's like this tall. I don't know. It's like 2 feet tall. It's a 2 foot tall boot, and it holds 7 beers.
Okay.
And you know, in the movie, the big thing is like while you're drinking it, as you get to the end, that like air bubble that sits in like where the toes of the boot is will splash beer in your face. So as you get to that point, you have to twist the boot so that way you eliminate the air bubble and it goes down and everything's fine, right? Yeah. Well, my friend Cody got me that boot. Maybe it was Evelyn. Evelyn might have got me that boot. She got me a glass boot, and I would like polish up. I'd pour 6 beers in there and polish that thing off in like 10, 15 seconds. And I'd go through like 2 or 3 of those in a night. And, like, that was my party trick, is, like, I could slam this fucking thing right now. And, like, filled with, like, Miller High Life and, like, Bud Light and fucking Keystone. Like, the worst beers that you could think of were in that fucking thing.
Right, because you don't want to... Listen, you're not enjoying the beer. You're enjoying the act of drinking 6 beers at once, but not the actual beer at that point. So it doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I've been very full from, like, chugging beers. Between that and like, you know, during Packers games, we have a tradition for every time someone scores a touchdown, you shotgun a beer. Unfortunately for us this year, the Packers had the number 1 offense in the league, scored the most touchdowns. Our defense was like bottom 10, allowed the most points. So like, It was a long fucking year.
Yeah.
When you're finishing off like 10, 12 beers like in the span of 3 hours, it's just like constant chugging. You're just like, fuck, man, you get tired. You ever played Burial Cart?
I've not played Burial
Or
Cart.
Burial...
No.
Oh, Burial Cart's great.
The
So
the
with
two
Burial
drinking
Cart,
games I've played are beer pong and Stack Cup.
Oh, Stack Cup's another good one. That one's good. So for Burial Cart, all right. Is Mario Kart available?
Yeah, I understand Burial Cart. So you have a beer and you have to drink it before you finish the race, right?
Yes. But for the people that don't know, what you do is when you start a race, you have a beer. You have to finish the beer before you finish the race. But the caveat to this is, because it's illegal to drink while you're driving, you have to pull over to the side of the track if you want to take your drink of your beer. Or, if you're like me, you can chug the beer at the very start of the race. So as soon as that fucker says go, bam, that beer is getting shotgunned immediately. And before you know it, you've done 8 tracks and you've done 8 beers in the span of 30 minutes, and you want to fucking die. Yeah. It is the best. It's so much fun. You get drunk so fast and so full. Oh, it's great. Good times.
But yeah, back to my story. So I did his picture of
Heineken.
No, that's good. I just want to get us back on track. Listen, if we're gonna side tangent, we gotta bring it back somewhere, okay?
Yeah, you got to, because I'll fucking forget.
Yeah. So drink the pitcher. He gets back and he's not even like surprised. He's like, all right, so you did that. I'm like, thanks. And then he has the audacity of like, you want to do shots of Crown Apple? And I'm like, I guess you're paying. I'll do the shot. Oh,
the audacity.
That's where it starts going down. Because none of that beer has really hit me yet. And then I did a shot. And at that point in my life, I was not a shot kind of person. So as nice and smooth as that Crown Apple went down, it did not... It caught up with me eventually.
I'm very happy that it caught up with you.
Yeah. After about, I think, this is where it gets dark. I think I did 3 or 4 more shots. And the next thing I know, I come to and I'm in the bathroom. My dad's stripping me and is shoving me in the shower. And I'm like, okay. Not what I wanted to come to.
Hey, look, listen. If anything, I blame your dad for knowing, like, hey.
Oh, he knew what he was going to be
just
into.
did this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So look, proud of your dad for taking care of you. Shout out to Dad Remy.
Dad Remy's the best. Dad and Mama Remy are the best.
Yeah. Look, they sound incredible. Those are good parents.
My friend. No, this is a side tension. The same time that I was with them where I got blackout drunk, it was also my first time doing shots on Mother's Day. It was like the day that I showed up there with them, and they're like, it was the day after, it was a Mother's Day, and so like we went out, we did shots, and my mom's like, well, I like doing shots of tequila, and since you can drink, let's go and do this thing. And oh my goodness, this is, to most, will be an unforgivable sin. So we're sitting there, all 3 of us just doing shots of tequila like the entire night. We're pretty close to finishing a bottle. There's 1 shot left. The bartender pours it because my mom wants it, so the bartender pours it for my mom, and I don't know what went on, what caused my mom to not actually drink the shot right then and there, but I reach over and I take it and I do the shot. My mom looked at me.
You son of a bitch!
My mom looked at me with such shock and betrayal. She could not believe that her own son took her shot.
Wow! Oh, my Lanta!
It was probably the cruelest thing I've done to my mom.
Wow. Wow.
That was really funny. That's the story that my mom tells the people now about what a bad son I am. But it's such a good story. She didn't have any like good like, man, my son's a D bag kind of things. So I gave her that
Right.
one.
Yeah, yeah. Look, like if that's the worst story that like your mom can tell about you, I think you're doing all right. I think
Yeah,
it's fine.
I'm doing all right. All things considered, that ain't bad. It was really funny
Yeah.
though. The look on her
NBD.
face was priceless.
Oh man.
So
I.
I'm pretty sure part of it was my dad like being like, "You did that, yeah, you gotta suffer." And part of it was I'm sure because like my dad hadn't drank a whole lot with me. He's like, well, I'm sure like my dad wanted to know what my limit was.
Yeah.
As much as
That's
like
hey.
I need to know what my limit is. He wanted to know what my limit was so that he knew, kind of where to gauge things. He's a very
Right.
responsible drinker. Um,
Yeah.
and he doesn't want to deal with blackout people. So he
Right.
will get them blackout drunk one time, and then he'll know, hey, maybe you shouldn't drink that much.
Yeah. We know where the line is now for you. Well, that's like, for any parents out there that have kids that are approaching drinking age,
Like yourself.
yeah, like myself, it is important that you understand where your kid is with their drinking and like what kind of drunk they are. So like, I don't know, like my son went off to college, and I'm a young guy. I'm 30. I'm gonna be 31 in April.
Oh,
I I
you young
fucking
soul.
yeah, I know me, young soul, right? But like, I'm not fucking dumb. Like, none of your parents are dumb. We know that like you kids are gonna go off to college and drink and like do your things. So like, it's important to find out like what kind of drunk your kids are and like what they can tolerate. And it's also good to like let them know like here's what you should fucking focus on.
Yeah.
Like as an experienced drinker, I think it's important that people find their limits. And because like I don't know, if my son got drunk and like he was like, all right, old man, I've been fucking waiting, put on the gloves, we're gonna start swinging at each other, I'd be like, okay, no more drinks for you. But like I'm sure Ben becomes emotional and gets tired like his dad, so like he just goes and like gets sleepy, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Everything's all right. The guys that get drunk and like want to fight everybody in the room, I fucking hate those people. Those people,
I got better
lick
things to
my
do
balls.
with my life than the
Yeah,
fun people.
those are the worst kind of people.
I'm
like
definitely the kind of drunk that gets way more talkative, and then I get more quiet.
oh
So like it's a I go from like not talking that much to talking a lot more, and then I go right back down to like not talking at all once I'm at a certain level of drunk. I'm like, all right, what a night.
yeah, for me, like as I drink, I'm definitely like I'm like a woo party girl. I'm like woo, doing everything right, fucking bouncing off the ceiling, doing stupid shit, jumping off of houses, all kinds of fun stuff, and just telling stories, shooting the shit. Like I definitely become more talkative and like more energetic. And then there's like that wall that hits, and when I hit that wall, it's night time. Like it's sleepy time. Jose has to sleep right now, no matter what. Like I have to go to sleep. Like I'm so tired, so exhausted. I'm just like I just want to relax. And
yeah, so I definitely get that. I don't get energetic. I just get talkative. So like, it's why I drink on podcasts.
Yeah,
it just really helps. Sometimes what happens though is you accidentally say your own name, and you forget that you have a persona that you're supposed to keep up.
Oh, it's the best.
We're gonna keep referencing that, and that's not even. I don't even know how much of that I'm gonna cut out.
You gotta cut it off. You gotta cut it off.
Yeah, something like that. Oh, definitely the part where I actually say my name is getting cut.
Yeah. Oh, look, just cut out the whole podcast. Just like the intro, then like Jose, and then like
it's like
yeah, this is dead dog.
Yeah, this is my friend SrirachaFlash. How you doing? And you're like, I'm good, and then it just cuts to Mad Dog, and then then it ends.
Yeah, and then podcast over. But all right, but here's the thing: what you really do is you just in those sections you just turn the volume down to absolute like negative 30 dBs, so it's still an hour and 45 minutes. But the only parts you hear are interspersed every 30 minutes, like a 10-second clip. Now we're talking.
I forgot the best part is it'd be like you saying I'm good, then the burp, and then Mad Dog.
The burp, Mad Dog. All right, and that's our show for the week. Thanks everybody for listening. We'll talk to you later.
Dude, I might just
Oh,
release
man.
that as an edit to go through. That's
Oh.
gonna be hilarious.
God damn it, that'll be so good. That'll be
Oh,
so good.
that'll be pretty funny. I'll try to get that out today. I'm really bad at editing podcasts on time. I always save it for the day before. And then I'm like, oh
man,
yeah,
when
I have
I
to
was
release this
doing-
podcast at Wednesday 7:00.
That's like when I used to do some random, I would go immediately from like as soon as the podcast ended, it's editing time. I would go through, I'd clean up as much of the audio as I could, run it through a balancer to make sure everything sounded okay, and then hit upload right then and there. So like from the time that we say go, it's podcast, record, edit, post live, go to sleep, go to work, next day start.
Yeah.
And that was exhausting. Like that sucked. I shouldn't have fucking burned myself like that, because it definitely like created
Yeah.
it's a burnout wall for myself.
Yeah, it's an imbalance where, because you were doing like 2 or 3 a week almost.
Yeah.
So
And that was too much.
Definitely. That's why I was like, I looked at it and I'm like, well, I could be Jose. There's a lot of people I want to talk to and power through quickly, but I also want this to be a long running podcast where I don't run out of people to talk to in the first 3 weeks. And I don't want to die trying to edit and schedule everybody. So I made it every 2 weeks, which honestly, every 2 weeks is a little long, because as I was coming up and, I was like, oh, I'm going to, talk to SrirachaFlash. That'll be great. I was like, oh, but I want to talk to this person, and that person offered to like be on, and now that person wants to be on. And I'm like, oh boy, there's a lot of people that I want to get on this podcast.
I mean, I would say one a week, I think is a good clip. Like that's a good rate if you could do one a week. I think that's perfectly fine. I think that's a good pace to go at. The end of some random, which isn't the end, we're just currently on hiatus for the time being.
Big hiatus.
Is, big hiatus. It's.
I still have to. I still
listen,
remember this. I still remember this, Jose. I'm still queued up to be on some random.
Yeah, you are first guest when we come back. Don't you worry. But like, near the end of the show, the first season of the show is what we'll call it. Near the end of the first season of the show, there were people that would come on, and they weren't like that wanted to be on the show, but at the same time didn't prepare for the show, didn't put in the effort to like be on the show. Like they just kind of showed up and like do whatever, which I don't expect you to do a bunch of prep and shit like that, but like get your audio sorted out, get your shit sorted out, like have answers to questions, because I send the questions ahead of time. Like be somewhat prepared and like give a shit about the show. And like I was getting more and more guests that were just kind of like either microphone shy. Yeah, like, or like they're microphone shy, or they were like, didn't want to give answers, and like I don't fault them, like sometimes it's hard for some people, but like I can only do so much as a host to try to pull shit out of you, and if you don't want to answer questions with more than like a word sentence, like this is going to be a 10-minute podcast, and I got to stress this shit for a while.
Yeah.
So it's just like,
this is the thing. Like if I ever get sent a list of questions and I don't want to answer one, I will have stuff around that to divert a conversation to. Maybe not entirely like thought out, but like I'm like, oh, they'll ask this and I can deflect like this way. And it's a general idea. I'm like, it's still something and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But that blows my mind. I'm sorry you've had to deal with stuff like that, because that's rough. And when you're trying to run a podcast, which is very much a dialogue of conversation, it's you can't do a one man show unless you're just really good at talking and ignoring your partner that you're trying to bounce off of.
I mean, it is what it is. Like I said, it's for a lot of people, it was their first time on microphone, like in a setting like that. So like I don't blame them and shit like that. And like some of them that were first timers did really, really good. It's just they're like, if you go back and listen, like there are like you'll hear some where you're like, oh, okay, like I get it. And again, like everyone that was on the show, I enjoyed having on the show. You know, we usually found something to touch base on or talk about that was really good.
Yeah.
And I have no ill will towards anyone, but like as a producer and as like everything else on the show, it got so exhausting to be like having to do multiple of these a week and like edit them and then like do all this other shit. Like eventually I was just like, then the fucking pandemic hit and I was just in no emotional space to fucking want to do it anymore. So I was just like, we're on a break and we'll fucking come back when I'm good and ready. I haven't streamed since March of last year, April of last year. Like, you know, none of that. I've just been like, it's time for a break and focus on myself and focus on my family and everything else.
You did have a small issue with your computer trying to explode. That was fun.
Oh, yeah, that happened too. Yeah, all right, so that sucked ass. Like, so we had a brownout, and then my fucking computer was sparking, and the fucking power supply, which is right here, by the way. Like, there's the old power supply. Like, it fucking still have it for some reason. Like, that shit exploded, and everything went bad. Motherboard went out, so I had to replace the motherboard. Processor was the shit, so I had to replace the processor. Everything went bad. Everything was terrible. And, like, parts got, like, then the motherboard came in. Motherboard was bad and defective, so I had to ship it out and get a new one. So, like, getting a dead-on-arrival motherboard is the fucking worst thing on the planet.
Yeah. Anything dead on arrival is pretty rough because you're like, well, I didn't do anything wrong, but now I have to figure out, send this back, wait again to get another one, and, like, all of your time schedules just get thrown off. It sucks.
Yeah. That's the worst part about it, like a dead motherboard on arrival is you don't know that it's dead until everything is already hooked up and assembled. And the first time you power on and nothing. Yeah. It is the worst feeling.
Hey,
what's up?
It's why I do 5 to 7 year builds on all of my computers. So as much as I love looking at computer parts and being like, oh, that's really cool, that's new, that's everything like that, I'm like, don't need it. I'm gonna wait. There's no reason for me to try to spend money on this or to have to deal with other, technical issues with a new motherboard or new graphics card or anything like that. Like, I'm 100% a kind of like, this 1080 Ti is gonna ride it out. And I'm like, I don't need max graphics. I don't need this and that, and it'll be fine.
Yeah. Hey, that's future proof. For as much as you can, but keep it reasonable. Budget responsibly. Don't overspend on things that you don't need. For someone like me that like might.
Yeah. So my 5 to 7 year computer, in that time where I'm waiting to build another one, I'm just saving up money. Like, it's not a lot either. So it's just like, I'll price out, because pretty much when you price parts out of like what they are today, that's what the top of the line stuff will be, 5 or 7 years down the line. The price of computer parts will go up when new technologies come out and then back down as they become more normalized. Yeah. And so basically you just want to hit when things are more normalized. So like with RTX, I was watching it. I'm like, okay, so the RTX prices are going to skyrocket. Next generation will be better. I say better. The 30 series is fucking terrible because, pandemic, all the PCB shortages and stuff like that. Right. And it rides out. And eventually with all this new technology, there'll be a stable state and prices will normalize back down to what they were a couple of years before. And everything will be fine. And that's when I go and buy almost top of the line equipment for the same price that my previous top of the line equipment cost me. So I set aside like over 5 or 7 years, $3,000. It's not, but over that period of time, $3,000 it's not a lot to put away every year.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's reasonable to save and budget for. Like, I think that's perfectly fine. And it's also important to take stock of what you're going to be doing with your PC. Like, for people that are like, I need a 3060 or I need a 3080 and shit like that. Like, for someone like me, where outside of streaming and shit like that, like, I'm playing Street Fighter 5 and Magic Arena. Yeah. And, like, I don't need a 3060. I don't need a 3090. Like,
you're in the same boat as me. It's just like, yeah, I play Street Fighter 5. I'm not getting more out of this. My 1080 Ti maxes out Street Fighter 5. I'm like, It looks great. And then I turn off half the settings because they distract me from playing the game. So
yeah, yes. Fucking. What do you need?
Yeah, remove so much. I think I turn off all of the post processing on Street Fighter V, but it's just one of the things where like all I do is like play fighting games for the most part, and I don't nothing I think except maybe Guilty Gear Strive will maybe push my computer past 25 or 30% utilization.
Yeah.
So I don't worry about
it. Right. Yeah, even that, I think Strive might be the only game coming out where I'm like, we'll see. Like, we might run into an issue here and there, then we'll talk about upgrading if we have to. But, like, I'm not going to upgrade specifically for Strive in advance.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just going to be like, if it happens, it happens. Like, worst case scenario, I'll run it on low settings. It'll be like I'm playing fucking plus R again. So it's fine.
Yo, that's not bad. It'll probably look more like Xrd if you turn off a bunch of the settings.
Yeah, that's true.
2D sprites versus 3D models. Although the 3D models in Xrd and Strive are top notch because they mostly look 2D, and that's the craziest part.
The animations and like the artistic design that they used for Guilty Gear, especially now, is absolutely incredible. It's one of the prettiest games I've ever seen. As far as Strive goes, that like. One of the games that I think is very underlooked, but I think is probably one of the best looking games fighting games I've ever seen is oh my god, and now the name's escaping me. It was by ArcSys for the Xbox 360. It was an anime style fighting game.
Persona Arena?
Not Persona Arena. It was oh fuck, it had the fucking it had the heat up. It had the heat up system. It had the steam powered like grappler.
You're escaping me. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh yeah, like I said, it was not a popular game. It's very overlooked. But it's super fun and super gorgeous. It's like written or drawn in like a Mother Goose Tales like fable style. So like all the characters have like kind of faded like old storybook look to them. It's great. It's I can see the goddamn title screen and I can't make the name out. Oh, hey, Headband Boys, get on it.
Listen, all right, this is a bandana, and also audio podcast, by the way. Can totally see.
I know
what we're looking like. Jose's been wearing a headband this entire time, and I just put on my headbandish bandana kind of thing because my hair was bothering me.
Look, not like we got bandanas, all right? We roll with bandanas in this house. We got bandanas all over the place. But yeah, listen, if I think of the fucking game, I'll send you the game. But like, if anyone out there knows what the hell I'm talking about, you'll figure it out. You know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I think it's gorgeous, and ArcSys did a great job. That being said, I'm so sick and tired of everyone being like, I wish ArcSys would do a Street Fighter game. At this point, like the ArcSys style is so homogenous to like everything else. I'm so sick of it. I'm so fucking tired of every ArcSys game looking the same, with the exception of Strive. But fucking Christ, like Dungeon Fighter Online looks the exact same as like Blaze Blue. It looks the exact same as Grand Blue. Like I'm so fucking I'm done with them.
Yeah, and
let Capcom make Street Fighter.
I mean, it's one of the things where like the 3D model looks good, like the 3D style in a 2D setting, they make it look really good, but you know, you can get tired, and sometimes you want to see something new happen, and when they have to move to like a full new engine, like I think they're doing with Strive, or at least new parts of that engine being developed when they've done stuff with Dragon Ball FighterZ, Grand Blue, Dungeon Fighters Online, like a whole bunch of that stuff. They have learned and upgraded their tools, and I think despite the colors being a little bit muted, I mean, Strive looks really good. I think the effects look good. I think everything like that looks good. The UI is kind of, it's the UI. Everybody's complained about it. And it's still placeholder, but it's what they're using.
Yeah, it's definitely what they're using. It's just a placeholder until it becomes permanent.
That was funny because
Yeah.
people said the same thing for Street Fighter Five with the Season 1 UI. It was like, oh yeah, it's just placeholder. They'll change it, and then Season 1 came out, and it was like, all right, it's exactly the same. And then when did they change it? Arcade Edition. They changed it all to gold.
Yep, it was arcade. Yep.
And granted, I think the gold looks better in some aspects. In other ones, it looks worse. It's just such an aesthetic, and is always like there and in your face. But nothing's perfect.
Yeah,
so
that's true. I mean, look, that Strive UI has fucking squatters' rights at this point. Like it just stuck there and stayed there. It's not going nowhere.
Yeah, I think the heart system is so weird. That's the only thing I wish that they changed, was that they went back to it looking like rounds and rounds going by and not hearts going down. But it is what it is. And
I vote that we bring back the Primal Rage system, where your heart explodes when your fucking health meter goes away. You ever played Primal Rage, the dinosaur fighting game?
I think I played it once, a long time ago. I think with my dad.
Oh my god, Primal Rage is so good. Like their stun meter is like when the stun meter goes down, your brain like flattens and you're all confused and stunned. And then when your life bar goes down, your heart explodes. It's the best. I love Primal Rage.
Okay.
I don't know, that's just me. Sorry.
One thing that I love is ending podcasts. Not that we have to stop talking, but I am going to stop recording because it's been 2 hours.
Yes. I know. My wife was like, "How long do you think you're gonna be?" And I was like, "I don't know, probably 45 minutes, an hour." And then we started talking, and like the hour mark hit, and I went, "This thing's going for at least another 45 minutes."
Yep.
And now we're here.
Oh, I knew where this was going. So I was like, I'll put the brakes on this train eventually. But do you have anything you want to plug? Anything like that?
Yes! Oh my god, I have so much to plug. Twitter.com/SrirachaFlash is where you can find me. Twitch.tv/SrirachaFlash is where you can find me when I stream sometimes. You can go to fuckdelaware.com to find the online local streaming Monday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Oh, how long is your streak?
That's a good one to
How
plug.
long have you entered?
I am going on... I think we're going to hit 100 weeks straight here in a couple... I think in the middle of February, it'll be 100 straight tournaments entered.
Nice. Almost 2 years.
So I'm very excited. It's been... I currently have the longest entrance streak of anyone, which is great.
I think by a mile, too.
Yeah, it's not even close. Like, I think Admiral Nemo finished behind me last year. I had, because there were some off weeks where we did, charity tournaments, or not charity, but, the 3v3s.
Yeah,
and then there was the...
That don't count.
The streaks. The team tournaments don't count. And then the Royal Rumble that we did, that didn't count because I obviously couldn't play in it, but it was not a normal night. But yeah, other than that, I think I had 49 weeks, and I think Admiral Nemo was behind me at 40 weeks. So, but overall, we're approaching 100 very fast, and there's no one close.
Yeah.
So yeah, go to fuckdelaware.com or gamerbrew.lol or frameinfowars.com to find the online local MetaView Mondays, as we currently call them. Sponsored by MetaView. Also, shout out to MetaView for giving me a $50 Nintendo eShop gift card for winning their contest. That was fun.
Oh,
good time.
Yeah.
I went out. Yeah, so that was cool. Wanted the PS5, didn't get the PS5, but that's okay. What else do I have to plug?
I don't know. Some random coming back?
Some randoms coming back eventually. Like I said, twitch.tv/SrirachaFlash. You never know when you see Nogarremi's beautiful face on there with me.
Yeah.
Fucking go listen to the Yace cast. The Yace crew, YASE. They have a podcast. It's very fun. It's very good. I was a guest on there. Did a really good show. Listen to Nog Chats. Chats with Nog.
You're going to plug the podcast that you're currently on?
Absolutely. Absolutely, I will. Fucking go pre-order Little Nightmares 2. Little Nightmares is one of my favorite horror games of all time. Go pre-order Little Nightmares 2. Support the indie dev companies.
All right.
Play Magic Arena. Hold on. No, I'm not done yet. Play Magic Arena.
You have to get cut off at some point. You shouted out 10 things.
Use redemption code PlayCallDeem to get 3 booster packs for free on Magic Arena. Fucking shit. I can't remember. Play Ravnica. Play Ravnica gets another 3 packs on Magic Arena. Playing the card game. Follow. This guy. Follow. Shit. Fuck. What else can I plug? Go to Walmart.com. Visit your local Walmart.
No. I draw the line at Walmart. The largest business in the world. No, we're not plugging them. They have plenty. Okay, I'm ending it
use
here.
Use coupon code SrirachaFlash at
Coupon code?
Use your coupon code SrirachaFlash at Walmart.com to get any 0% off of any purchase. That's a free 0% off any purchase with promo code SrirachaFlash.
I hate you so much.
Go to redtube.com/SrirachaFlash.
No. We're not doing that one. I will draw the line there. That's been a podcast, folks. I'm Nogarremi. Have a good week.
Hold on. Dinosaurs are the reasons we have flowers.
Bye.